Hi, I'm Larry McAtee, Ward 3 City Councilman. What a delight it is today to have a representative of our faith community here, Dr. Hance Dilbeck from the Quail Springs Baptist Church. Hance, it's nice to have you with us, sir.
It's good to be with you, Larry. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come down and visit with our folks on this show.
It's my pleasure.
You know, Oklahoma City, I've heard our mayor, and the first time I heard him say this was when the New Orleans team, the Hornets, were thinking about coming to Oklahoma City, and we were announcing that as a result of the hurricane years ago. On national TV, he said, Oklahoma City is a faith-based community that dreams big dreams, but its people work hard to achieve it. And so as a representative of that faith-based community, I'm really excited to hear some of your perspectives on what you've observed in Oklahoma City.
I look forward to it.
Now, how long have you been in Oklahoma City, Hance?
My wife and I moved here 10 years ago and have enjoyed our time. Our boys, we have 3 sons who were in elementary school and high school at the time, and so they've all finished school and gone off to college while we're here, and we've enjoyed 10 good years so far.
Now, where did you move from?
I was the pastor of Baptist Church in Ponca City, Oklahoma. I'm a lifelong Oklahoman. Was raised in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. My wife was from Tulsa. We met and married in college, and I've served churches throughout our state.
But you really hadn't spent a whole lot of time in Oklahoma City, you said off camera, until that 10 year when you were called to Quail Springs, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. My wife was raised in Tulsa, and I'm from more of the northeastern part of the state, and so we had a lot more interaction with Tulsa than we did with Oklahoma City until we moved here.
Well, being then an Oklahoman by choice, not a transplant by birth and not a transplant Yankee like me, what have been your observations as a representative of the faith community over these past 10 years that you've been here?
You know, we've really enjoyed our time in Oklahoma City. My wife had a little bit of that Tulsa mindset. She always thought that was the superior city in the state. But since we moved here, we've really been pleasantly surprised with the city and with the opportunities for our children. Over the past 10 years, obviously, have seen a lot of change in Oklahoma City, a lot of economic growth and development through maps and all that's happening downtown. It's been an exciting season to be in Oklahoma City.
Well, from a faith community standpoint, what role can the faith community play in a city like Oklahoma City?
Well, I think your reference from the mayor was accurate earlier. Oklahoma City does have a lot of people with strong faith, and they view their city and their lives, their world, through that lens of their faith, and that makes a difference, I think, in the quality of life. It also, I think, impacts and should impact the way we view the city, not just the people who are prospering, but the people who are not prospering. We should always have a special concern for the people who are poor and maybe left out of some of the prosperity and progress that we've seen. And I think we see a lot of that in our city, a lot of great faith-based initiatives to try to help those who don't have so many resources on their own. It's one of I think the great things about serving in Oklahoma City. I know as a pastor of a church, there are a few ministries that we have to initiate and organize, but most of what we try to do is just equip and enable our people to get plugged into the wide variety of ministries that are already established in the city. So many great approaches to impacting our city in a positive way that really just need a set of hands and a warm heart to come and get involved in what's already established. That's a great opportunity, I think, for our churches.
Well, now, the hands and that warm heart, how are some of the folks in your congregation doing that right now?
Yeah, well, we have a few direct ministries from our church. We, in this Christmas season, distribute quite a bit of food and food baskets to people around the holidays at Thanksgiving and Christmas. We also are very involved in the Angel Tree Ministry, which is a part of Prison Ministry Fellowship, distributing gifts to families who have at least one parent in prison. Mm-hmm. A lot of our people are involved in bringing gifts and putting those together and delivering them to homes all across Oklahoma City. to families really in need, not just of the gift, but to let them know that someone cares about them and that are aware of their special circumstance with a member of the family incarcerated. We participate with Grace Rescue Mission downtown and help with some of the very unfortunate in our city, and receive a real blessing out of participating in that ministry.
What more could we be doing?
Well, of course.
And that's a loaded question.
Yeah,
I realize
there's no end to that, and as a Christian congregation, we're always first of all aware with the spiritual needs of people, and those are needs that transcend the socioeconomic categories. Sometimes, in fact, prosperity and security masks those spiritual needs, and people who are secure always have a harder time seeing their deep spiritual needs that sometimes nag at their hearts. People who are less fortunate, who are poor, who have less security, they're almost always more open to the good news of Jesus Christ, more aware of their own need. And so we want to share the gospel really with everybody that we have opportunity, but also as a tangible way to show our concern for people. We're also are called and committed to meeting real needs of people. And we see needs all across our city. We share the concern of so many people for Oklahoma City Public Schools, and have a sense of calling to get involved in helping through tutoring programs. We're involved with Whiz Kids, which is a great program, again, that others here in our city are administering, but we just have to supply the people for. And we think that there's a great opportunity to make a difference in the lives of people. We also are burdened by the needs in our foster care system, and are working to be a part of that solution, encouraging our people to foster and to come alongside those who are fostering to help them with that responsibility.
Now, you mentioned that some of your members are involved in Whiz Kids. For those people that are watching that don't know what Whiz Kids does, how about giving our viewers just a brief overview of that? That's
Whiz Kids is a great ministry. It's just a pure ministry in which we have opportunity to supply tutors who give 1 hour, sometimes a little more than an hour, one afternoon a week. They meet at a church nearby an Oklahoma City public school, and students who are behind reading and grade level can come after school. They get a snack, and they have one-on-one attention from a tutor that helps them with all of their homework, especially their reading. The thing I like about it is our people have an opportunity to establish a relationship with that student, and almost always eventually with their family, and it helps our people to grow, and it helps establish a person-centered ministry instead of just a product-centered ministry where we're throwing resources at a problem without getting to know people.
And the whole thrust of that also is to get the young person up to a reading level so that he or she can proceed in the public education system and be successful.
Absolutely, and I think Whiz Kids has a great track record there, verifiable results of getting those students up to the level.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that that's going on a weekly basis here in Oklahoma City.
It's a great ministry.
Now, you have a vision for the church, do you not, as far as expanding your outreach from your current campus?
Yes, we. The Lord is blessing our church, and we operate with some core convictions. One is that our primary task is to glorify the Lord and not the church, and so we want to be careful to talk about what He's doing in our midst and not what we're doing. And our focus is on the very real presence of the Lord at work in our lives and through our church. We really aren't doing anything unusually clever or cute. We stick with the basics, and God is blessing us. We believe that our calling is to make disciples, and the Lord's work is to build the church. And so we focus on what He's called us to do. gathering people together for God-centered worship, and teaching them the Word so that they're built up in the faith, and then sending them out into our city and literally around the world with the love of Christ and His good news.
And then also during this year, your time of the year, you have a special offering going that's going to help people around the world.
Yes, the Lord has blessed us in many ways, and in one of those ways is financially, and we believe that it's not a coincidence that God has given us significant financial resources and also given us the good news of Jesus Christ. And so we're committed to share the love of Christ and His gospel message around the world, and we give a lot of money to our international missions partners, and since Christmas is the season when Christ came as good news of great joy for all the peoples, we feel like it's a great time to encourage our people to give sacrificially toward that work.
You know, it's interesting because just last week we announced that the GE Research Center for Energy was going to be located here in Oklahoma City. And the representative from GE, when he was announcing that at a Chamber of Commerce luncheon last Friday, indicated how this was going to make Oklahoma City a light of the world for new technology and innovation. And that's kind of what you're doing through your world mission, making Oklahoma City a light of the world for the message that's going out. It's exciting to see the faith community and the business community coming together on that.
I think it is. You know, one of the unique historical dynamics in the first century was that because of the Roman Empire, there was an opportunity for the message of Christ to spread around the world in a way that would not have been possible earlier. And I feel like the globalization of the business market worldwide is really opening doors for the spread of the message of Christ, and we want to take full advantage of that.
Now, at this time of the year, a lot of people are really excited. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of family get-togethers coming up. But we also have a lot of people who are maybe stressed out and are challenged. What would you say to our residents this Christmas? What word of hope could you give them real quick?
That's a great question, Larry, and it shows a real sensitivity to people, because I see that all the time. Christmas is a time when high expectations tend to clash with some of the cold, hard realities of life. And if we're not careful, we listen to some of the messages that are sent to us in our culture, and that leads us to believe that everybody else is happy, everyone else has plenty, all the other families are unified and happy. And if there are disruptions in our own lives, which most people have those disruptions, if we're sick or we have financial pressure or family life is fractured some way, we tend to feel like we're the only one. And I think it's important to cultivate a realistic set of expectations during the holiday season. I also think it's very important to realize that our Lord didn't come for us because we have it all together. He came for us because our lives were falling apart. And he came because we need a Savior. And so in a sense, those hurts and pains and disappointments that are real are a central part of the celebration of His coming.
Great message.
Yeah.
How about a real quick 30-second 2014 message?
I think 2014 is going to be a great year for Oklahoma City. It promises to be a year of progress and prosperity. And I think that as we're prospering in every other way, we want to make sure that we're also cultivating a healthy and strong walk with the Lord, a spiritual core that sustains us in all seasons and aspects of life. And we want to remember those around us who maybe aren't blessed at the same with the same prosperity, and share the love of the Lord with them as well.
Hance, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Larry.
Viewers, let's rethink about the true meaning of Christmas, the hope and anticipation of next year. And let's take those words that Hance has shared with us and make them part of our life. God bless you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.